Hi again. It's the 14th of March 2018. I'm trading the London session today and just running through these trades, seeing if I can catch some moves on video for you. Show you how we trade at the Price Action Traders Institute. I've got the EU here. I took this when it came through our criteria. Showing a bit of profit at the moment. I'm looking for this to move down into this 50 area here. So the EU, I've got that short, looking for further downside movement. The Euro Japanese Yen, just taken this, it's just hit our criteria. That's not looking that great at the moment, but we've still got over 6 minutes left on this candle, so wait and see what this candle does to decide whether I punch out or whether I stay in it. Pound US dollar, I missed this, totally missed that range break as it came through here. Price is moving down quite nice on that. We're seeing these moves, it's the strength on the US dollar we're seeing at the moment, and so I totally missed that move there, but still. We've always got more entry criteria coming up. GJ, nothing to be had on that yet. Australian dollar, US dollar is one that I took. Hit our criteria, and I've got in this at 78, looking for further upside movement, so I've taken this long. Australian dollar, Japanese yen was one that I missed, hit our criteria. Missed out on this one, but again, we can watch this price, see what happens, and we've always got more entry criteria further down the line, so I'll be watching this closely to see if I can get in on this move. US dollar, Japanese yen, no trade on that. US dollar CAD, nothing happening there. Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, nothing happening there. And this is the last trade that I'm in at the moment. The New Zealand dollar, US dollar, hit our criteria. Taking a short on this, looking for further downside movement, although it's pausing a little bit right now, but hopefully that US dollar will continue strength and see this move down further. Okay, I'll pause for now and I'll come back to you if there's any significant changes. Back again for an update, just run through these quickly. The Euro US dollar, I'm still holding this. Bit of a pullback happening at the moment, but nothing to worry about there. Euro Japanese yen, I had to punch out of this. Price reversed, and sticking with our criteria, gets to a point where you need to punch out of that when the candle closes, so I lost 2 pips on the Euro Japanese yen. GU, still waiting for an entry on this. The GJ, pound Japanese yen, nothing happening there yet for me. Still holding the Australian dollar, US dollar, looking for further upside movement of those tiny candles at the moment just going sideways. Australian dollar, Japanese yen, almost hit my buy limit there, not quite though, so I'm waiting to get a trade off on the Australian dollar, Japanese yen. Nothing on the US dollar, Japanese yen. US dollar, Canadian dollar, nothing on that at the moment. Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, nothing there. I've got an order placed waiting for that to be taken if it moves up. And New Zealand dollar, US dollar, still holding that and not doing a great deal at the moment, but still hanging on to that and looking for further downside movement. Okay, I'll pause again and come back to you in a little while. Now seeing some more movement on the price action throughout the London session here. Euro US dollar, I'm in that when it came through our criteria up here, and that's showing reasonable profit. I've actually locked in break even on that, so if that spins around and comes back, worst case scenario is that I'll get out break even. Euro Japanese yen, I'm not in on that. Pound US dollar, took this, hit our entry criteria up here, and this is moving down nice now. Looks like there's a strong move in the pound. And the pound Japanese yen, I've just taken that, that's just hit and taken my order, so I'm in the GJ2 looking for further downside movement. Australian dollar, US dollar, still in this from that yellow line trade earlier, looking for further upside movement. Australian dollar, Japanese yen, still got an order placed on this, nothing, getting close to my order but not quite yet. US dollar, Japanese yen, no change. US dollar CAD, seen that reversing down now, so I've actually got an order placed both sides at the moment. I'm just waiting to see what that does. Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, I've just got into this, although price is sucking back a little bit, but I've still got plenty of time left on this candle, so I'll wait and see what this candle does. But I'm in on the Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, and the New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Looks like we're seeing that strength come back to the US dollar at the moment, so that's pulling down. And looking for further, I'm looking for further downside movement. Okay, I'll pause again and be back shortly. Back again. Looks like that price action that we saw happening earlier on is just petered out for the time being. A lot of the pairs are just going sideways at the moment. So I'll just run through these. The Euro US dollar, I'm still in this. You can see I've locked in break even on that, and price is very, very close to hitting that. But I won't change it. I'll leave it where it is, and if it hits that, then I'll get out for plus 2 pips, I think. It could reverse. It's bouncing against that 80 level, so we'll see what happens with that. I'll leave it running for the time being. Euro Japanese yen was one that I punched out of earlier. It reversed after I got into it, and I lost 2 pips on that. Pound US dollar. Pound US dollar, that came back, and I took a full stop on that, so I lost 10 pips on the pound US dollar. Came way back, and possibly, if that price reverses back down again and we start to see the pound getting weak or the US dollar getting strong, I'll retake that again. I'll get back in on that trade. I've got an order placed ready just in case. GJ, I got stops out on this. I took a trade on this, and on the same candle it reversed back and I lost 12 pips on the GJ. Australian dollar US dollar, still in that. That's showing profit at the moment, moving up very slowly, very gradually, but that's okay. It's showing profit. Australian dollar, Japanese yen, still in this one, although it's not doing a lot. Price is going sideways, not seeing any follow through at the moment. US dollar, Japanese yen, no trades on that at all at the moment. US dollar, Canadian dollar, still haven't taken any trades on that. Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. I took this as it broke out of the overnight range, closed back in the range, so I punched out of that, losing 1 pip. And New Zealand dollar, US dollar, I punched out of that because that reversed back, and as our criteria says, when it gets to a certain point we have to punch out of that. So at the moment I'm down 29 pips, and just holding the EU, the AJ and the AU. They're the only trades I've got on. And like I say, price action is not doing a great deal at the moment. I'll stick with it. I'll pause the video again and we'll see if anything happens. See if this price starts to take off again. Okay, I'll be back soon. Alright, back with you again. Still not seeing a great deal going on at the moment. Price is going sideways pretty much on everything at the moment. Still holding that Euro US dollar. Starting to come back in favour now, seeing that moving down. Like I say, I've got 2 pips locked on that. So break even if that price reverses. Worst case scenario. But hoping for that price to continue to move down. I've got my target set down at 50 here, so we'll let that run and see what happens. Euro Japanese yen, I punched out of that earlier because price came back, but now I've re-entered it at a re-entry level there that we've got. Looking for that price to move down, hopefully to 50 on the EJ. So we're seeing that weakness on the euro at the moment, which is pushing those prices down. Also seeing a little bit of strength on the Japanese yen again, so let's see what that one does. Pound US dollar, I've got a re-entry order on that. I'll see if that comes down. The pound is starting to get weak again, so I've got a re-entry at 50. At 50, so I'm looking for that price to come down. I'll give that another shot if that GU comes down, because we're seeing that strength in the US dollar and weakness in the pound, so I'll be happy to take a re-entry on that. Nothing happening there at the moment. Australian dollar, US dollar, I'm still in this, seeing a little bit of a suck back there, but going to hold that and see if that'll push up further. Australian dollar, Japanese yen. Because of that Japanese yen, I was spooked out on this and I punched out of it for +2. So it just was going sideways. The Australian dollar was seeing strength, but the Japanese yen was showing more strength and it was pulling it down. And so I just punched out of that and like I say, took 2 pips on it. No change there on the US dollar, Japanese yen. US dollar, Canadian dollar, no change. Canadian dollar, Japanese, no change. And the New Zealand, US, like I say, I punched out of that for -4 pips because it came back in the overnight range. Okay, that's where we are at the moment. I'll come back to you. Those euros, it looks like they're starting to power down a bit now. Let's hope that continues. Maybe we'll see a bit of follow through now. Still quite early. And let's see what happens. Okay, I'll pause again and I'll come back to you if we see any changes. Okay, we're still not seeing a great deal of price action. Looked like that euro was getting weak just now, but that seems to have eased off again. So Where am I at the moment? I've got the EU still showing profit. Just waiting to see if I can get some more downward movement on that to take profit. I've got my take profit set down here at 50, so I'm going to see how that goes. If we have another half an hour, 45 minutes of little price action, I may even punch out of these trades. Euro Japanese yen, I'm still in this. Price is back to where I actually got into that trade. Pound US dollar, starting to move down a little bit again. You can see I took that at 50, re-entered that at 50, and price is starting to come down. GJ, I've still got an order on this. If that pound starts to move down nice and strong, I'll take that re-entry at 50. Australian dollar, US dollar, I punched out of this, just didn't like the way that the US dollar was holding the Australian dollar. Australian dollar had pulled back a little bit, and so I punched out of that for plus 8 pips. Australian dollar, Japanese yen, I punched out of that a little earlier as well for 2 pips. That wasn't right. That probably would have stopped me out if I hadn't punched out of that. So I just took 2 pips on that. Nothing happening on the US dollar, Japanese yen. US dollar CAD, nothing. Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, no change. And New Zealand dollar, US dollar, no change. So where am I at the moment? I'm down 19 pips at the moment and holding trades that put me in just a little bit of profit at the moment. So I'm going to let these ride for a little longer and see what happens. So down 19 pips, not a big deal, and have a few trades that are showing profit. Okay, and I'll pause this again and come back to you if there's any change. Looking at this price action now, I'm considering maybe punching out for a small loss today. You can see the euro US dollar not really doing a lot, just going sideways those last 4 candles. Euro Japanese yen, it looked like it was pulling down, starting to move, but no, it's pulling back again. It's just holding there, not doing a great deal. Pound US dollar, it's coming back down to my entry level. Not really doing a great deal. And that's it really. I've got an order on that pound Japanese yen, although I'm not really sure. It's getting a bit late in the session now, so like I say, I'll give this maybe another candle, maybe 2 more candles, and consider punching out. The only change I've made is on the euro US dollar. You can see I've locked in 8 pips, giving me a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So yeah, I'll give it to the end of this candle, maybe the next candle, see what goes on, and if nothing's happening then I'll probably just punch out of these, even if it means taking a small loss today. Okay, I'll be back soon. Okay, back again. We can see that the pound is showing strength now, and I've been stopped out. My GU was stopped out for 10 pips. Still holding the euro Japanese yen, looking for further downside movement, and the euro US dollar still holding that, looking for further downside movement. So where I stand at the moment, I am down. I've lost 39 pips but made 10 pips. I'm down 29 pips in total at the moment, so it's not too bad. And I've still got 2 trades that are showing a bit of profit. So I'm going to hold on for a little bit longer, and I'll pause this for now, come back to you if there's any changes. Okay, just to finish this video off, still not seeing any price action. There's been some reversals on the euro, so decided to punch out of those 2 remaining trades that I had. The EU I punched out for plus 15 pips, and the EJ punched out for plus 6 pips. Started off, today's session looked like it was starting off good, some decent price action, then it just seemed to peter out and slow down, start reversing, going sideways, and it's something that we have to be aware of, and we have to expect, because these things happen. Just accept them when they happen. So I've ended the day with a very small loss, minus 8 pips, which has given me a loss of 0.8% on my capital, which is minuscule. It's very easy to win that back as soon as I get some decent trades on the next session that I trade. And yesterday I was up, what was it, 3.7%. So minus 8 today, minus 0.8 today, minus 0.8% down today is not a big deal. And so we'll see what the next session brings. Not every day can be a winner. Thanks very much for viewing. I'll be back very soon with another video for you. If you click on subscribe, that way you'll get notified as and when I put these videos up. So that's it. I'm finished for the day, and I shall be back with another video very soon. Thank you.